Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. What can I get for you?
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of like a lazy, evil genius kind of vibe. So like really good money, but not a lot of work.
Pull up to the second window and we'll see you next crime.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. I am John here with Jamie. How you doing, brother?
Is this a rich quick scheme? If so, count me in.
It is if you can avoid the law, you know? Like all good robberies.
Historically, I've not been very good at avoiding the law, so.
Dude, today's case, I mean, it's awful. And if you're one of the victims that we're going to talk about, it was certainly tragic and traumatic. But all of that aside, if you could just make this like a good drama for TV or for a movie, this would be a great movie. But this was real life. So
basically you're saying worst situation imaginable, but also entertaining.
I'm not going to say worst imaginable, but it's bad. It's really bad.
All right, get us rolling.
But we've covered some really bad
That's
things.
true.
So today we're going to go out to California, Southgate, California. We're going to talk about a couple of guys who orchestrated a series of highway robberies, and they were targeting casino winners. So basically they would like stalk people in casinos, and then if they knew they were hitting it rich, they would attack them. Tell us more, Jamie.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Juan Gabriel Gonzalez, who was 22 years old, and Dereck Nathan Lopez, who was 21. Both are now facing very serious federal charges for allegedly robbing gamblers after they left these casinos, stealing their winnings in a string of very violent highway ambushes. According to the indictment, Gonzalez and Lopez would enter casinos under false names. They weren't there to gamble. They were there to hunt.
Jamie, I've only been to a casino like one or two times, and I was playing slots, didn't win anything. You've been to Vegas. You've played some real casinos. I mean, do you see people like carrying around large amounts of chips sometimes?
I don't know that I've seen them carrying them around, but if you walk around to tables, you can see stacks of them on the table. So you can identify big winners. It's just a matter of not being noticed, being creepy maybe.
Well, that's exactly what these guys were doing. So if let's pretend like you're at a Texas Hold'em or blackjack table, you've accumulated a lot of chips. If you want to leave that game and cash out, do you carry all those chips to you, or does the dealer give you something showing that you've earned?
That's a great question. I've never won that big.
Fair enough.
But I've always taken mine back to the window to cash in. So
Gotcha.
I've never cashed in at a table. I don't think they do that at $5 blackjack tables.
Yeah. So what these guys were doing is they looked for patrons who appeared to be cashing out, and they were looking specifically for people cashing out large sums or carrying a large number of chips. And then once they identified the target, they followed them out of the casino and eventually onto the road. And once the victims were on the highway, the suspects and their co-conspirators would block in the victim's vehicle. Then they would get out, smash the windows. They would point firearms at the victims and demand cash or the chips. And these were not like one or two incidents. There was at least 15 times that this happened, and 3 of those robberies happened in a single night.
In a particularly disturbing case, Lopez was seen on casino surveillance, video celebrating a win with a victim, high-fiving her as if celebrating her. You will see this of people crowding around a big winner and cheering them on. But within an hour, he ambushed this woman, and $21,000 in cash was stolen.
Yeah, this is insane. That's a lot of money.
In another incident, the crew made off with at least $130,000 in casino winnings. And these were not small-time thefts. This is, I don't know, I haven't seen people cash out this type of money. I also am curious about a lot of people that are gambling or staying in the hotels. How often did they stalk somebody just to see them get on an elevator and lose them versus
that's a really good point.
15 times when they actually followed people out onto the highway?
Really, really good point. Because, yeah, you're right. You would expect most of them are staying there. But, I mean, this is not a small amount of money. I mean, if they were good at this and not got caught, they could be millionaires.
And just like a lot of robbers, I mean, at some point, if you would have quit one job sooner, you would have gotten away with it.
Yeah. So both of these guys are charged with multiple counts of interference and attempted interference with commerce by robbery under the Hobbs Act. And I'm not familiar with this. This is like an FBI case because this was a pretty big operation to catch these guys. And they are also charged with multiple counts of using firearms during a crime of violence. Lopez faces additional charges for being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. Authorities found 3 firearms and over 30 rounds of ammunition at his home in December of 23. He also had a prior conviction for grand theft in November of 2023. Jamie, this is a big operation. Thankfully, these guys are off the street. Again, this is all very much the beginning of their legal process, so they are both innocent until found guilty.
The Hobbs Act is a federal law that prohibits basically transporting or interfering with money going between states. It's meant to combat racketeering and people that are like stealing large amounts of money or running money. Basically, it throws in, like racketeering, a number of different charges they can add. So I think these guys are going to go away for a long time. I do worry, John, that instead of this being a situation where, oh, they got caught, this is a story of warning to keep people from doing this, that this may be if they would have just done this and this, they would have got away with it. So is this going to be an inspiration for more people to give it a try?
Dude, I don't know. This is again, I mean, it's terrible for the victims because it would be scary as all get out, but this would be a good movie.
It really would.
Starring like Ocean's 11.5.
Starring like, John and Jamie as the robbers.
Oh, man. Yeah, I am dumb enough to do, it works. It tracks.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. Good case, John. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. Hopefully we'll get some updates soon on what happens to these guys, and hopefully they go away for quite a while, and hopefully we don't see any more of this.
All right, guys, that will do it. Thank you guys very much.
Been a crime story in 10 minutes or less.
Would you like crime with that?
If you love smash burgers, the crispy edges, bold, beefy flavor, you need to try Omaha Steaks' all-new smash burgers. They're pre-smashed, made with 100% extra-aged beef, and grill-ready. No mess, no griddle. I tossed a few on the grill last weekend, straight from freezer to bun in just 5 minutes. The sear? Perfect. The flavor? Rich, juicy, and seriously next level. Way better than anything I've had from the store. Plus, I grabbed the Built for the Grill pack at omahasteaks.com/smash and scored 16 smash burgers free. With high-quality meats always on hand, I'm already eyeing my next order. Maybe there's steak burgers or that killer bacon-wrapped filet. Family-owned since 1917, Omaha Steaks brings 5 generations of premium quality delivered right to your door. Smash burger lovers, this is your moment. Get ready to smash expectations with new Omaha Steaks smash burgers. Visit omahasteaks.com/smash and order the Built for the Grill pack with 16 free smash burgers. That's 16 free Omaha Steaks smash burgers at omahasteaks.com/smash. See site for details.
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.